the same rhetoric repackaged time after time after time, isn't it? I mean, it's just the whole Trump and the white hats, where that one's kind of died a death. They need something else now, and so this guy's coming along with the TLS. I forget what it actually stands for, actually.
The light system.
The light system, yeah. Notice how they always use the light. It's the same BS. It's you don't have to do anything. There's some people in the background that are, you know, going in the tunnels, saving all the kids. I mean, it's the same things that Trump was supposed to have cleared out the swamp years ago of all this stuff. But these guys are back on these white knights, and they won't disclose any information to you, the general, you know, the General Joe. It's only Jason. They go through Jason, yeah, because he's like really special, and it's just another Saviour program, and it's all the, like, don't worry, things are happening in the background, like the video I reviewed, you'll see that he said that there was going to be a really big cataclysmic event on December the 22nd last year, some BS crap like that, and it's just, it's the underlying thing is, it's okay, don't worry, you don't have to do anything, other people are sorting this out, you just think love and light, sit back, sing Kumbaya under the oak tree, meditations, and this TLS are there in the background making all the arrests, holding people to account, and you just keep your vibrations high and focus on the new earth. I mean, it's the same thing repackaged.
I still don't know really who they are.
You're not allowed to know. Only Jason's allowed to know. What's crazy to me is you go into the comments of these videos and just people are loving it. They're sucking it up. They're, oh great, Jason, you know, tell me more, tell me more. It's like, how many of these psyops do we have to go through before people actually move out of this mindset of needing a saviour and realizing that this is never going to happen? It's really frustrating to watch, especially like you and I. How many videos did we do about Q and all of that? It's really frustrating 2 or 3 years down the road to see that people are still falling for these things. And actually, there's still people now waiting on Q. There's, I mean, I'm in a Telegram group just for shits and giggles to watch all the Q drops. There's still Q dropping, and there's still people hanging in there, because Trump's now going to be making a comeback. And so they're all waiting, and they've got their popcorn and wugga wugga wugga, whatever they say, where we go one. But that's what they do. They run these psyops to just divert people into non-action and acceptance.
Yeah. Real tangible change will not come via, oh, I lean back, grab my popcorn and watch the show because others are doing the dirty work for us. No, it will never happen that way. What is really necessary is civil disobedience. Yeah, and that is very uncomfortable, I agree.
Yeah.
A damsel in distress, and here comes the white knight who is going to rescue her. So pretty early on, that is somewhat hammered into our,
You look back at like the movies and the cartoons, like you say, when we were children, like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, all these different, essentially the underlying theme is there'll be a saviour. So in the end, there's always a saviour. And you wonder whether that's, well, it must be part of the mind control that they use from an early age to drum it into people, because it's not normal. I mean, God, the biggest, the biggest, controlled opposition is God. You know, this idea of God coming to save people, or Jesus. You know, I mean, how deep do you want to go with these Saviour programs? I mean, I've said before, like, how often do you need to pray before you realise it doesn't actually work? Like, it just, there's been people praying for centuries for peace, world peace, and it's like constant chaos. There's constant wars. I mean, it really is, I don't know, kind of childish, the way that we are so obsessed with something out there, some deity, some entity, some politician, some group of saviors to come and do our dirty work and sort our problems out and, you know, make right all the wrongs that we've done. And, you know, it just lacks sort of sovereignty, responsibility, taking personal action. Maybe I need to change my diet. Maybe that's why my health isn't good. Maybe praying's not just going to get my health back, right? It really just, it's kind of lazy when you really sort of drill down to it. And of course it feels good. That's the other thing, you know, people, and this is what I get a lot of grief for, because when you say that to people, well, like, how often are you going to keep praying to God before they're like, oh yeah, but that's the thing. It feels good to people to know that there's some guide or angel or politician that's got their back, or, and it's a trap that we keep falling into. So I've been saying for a long time, we really need to drop all these saviour programs, and start moving towards a more sovereign mindset.
Is the artificially induced hatred between men and women?
100%. 100%. We need each other. That's the joke. You know, it's sad. It's really sad, because there is a war between men and women right now. And if only we could just take a step back and say, yeah, we do actually need each other. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I guess that's a good place to finish it, really.
Yeah, this hatred between men and women is really artificially induced.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do not hate each other naturally.
No.
Yeah, there always has to come somebody who is telling you why the other ones are so bad.
Yeah. But if everyone took personal responsibility for how they think, act, and feel, then we wouldn't have this. People are just so controlled with psyops and agendas and movements that they lose their sense of self and get detached, and they become what other people want them to be. And this is what's happened. Women have become something that the establishment want them to be, and so have men. So what we really need to do is come together and realise that we've both had a job done on us, and, you know, work our way back to how it was always working perfectly before. So yeah, absolutely. The biggest divide right now on the planet is between men and women. Out of all the division that there is, that's the biggest divide.
Yeah, exactly. I thank you so much, Tony.
You're welcome. That was fascinating. Thank you.